Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive?
Absolutely. Always ready to explore.
Well, today we're diving into something pretty amazing, China's Shenzhou 18 mission.
Ah, yes. Fascinating stuff.
So picture this. 3 astronauts living and working in space for 6 months, straight up conducting experiments, performing spacewalks, and, witnessing our planet from a totally unique perspective.
It really is remarkable the kind of dedication and skill it takes to live and work in that kind of environment for so long.
For sure. And they weren't just up there, taking it easy. They were pushing the boundaries of science and tech.
Yeah, this mission was about so much more than breaking records or testing systems.
Right. Okay, so let's break this down. The mission launched back on April 25th, 2024, with astronauts Yi Guangfu Likong and Li Guangsu.
All incredibly accomplished individuals.
They docked with the Tiangong space station, which has become a real symbol of China's growing ambitions in space.
Absolutely a symbol of their commitment to advancing space exploration.
And after 6 months of groundbreaking work, they finally touched down back on Earth on November 3rd at the Dongfeng landing site.
Now, what's really captivating about this mission is that it wasn't just about the technology or the records.
Oh, what do you mean?
It was also about pushing the boundaries of our scientific understanding. One of the key research areas was the study of ancient microbes in microgravity.
Ancient microbes in space. Now, that's something you don't hear every day.
Right. These microbes, called archaea, are some of the oldest life forms on Earth.
Oh, wow. I see so.
Studying them in the unique environment of space can give us insights into how life evolved here on Earth and potentially even on other planets.
Well, that's fascinating. So by observing these ancient organisms in microgravity, scientists can learn more
About the fundamental building blocks of life
Mm.
and the possibility of life existing beyond Earth.
That's incredible. It really puts the mission into a whole new perspective. They weren't just floating around up there. They were conducting experiments that could totally change how we understand life itself.
Exactly. And that's just one example.
Yeah. There's more.
They also conducted experiments related to Earth observation space medicine and even tested new technologies for future space missions.
Wow, busy astronauts.
This is a jam-packed schedule.
Speaking of packed schedules, let's talk about the spacewalks.
Yeah.
They conducted two, right? One in May and then another in June?
You got it. The first spacewalk in May was particularly significant.
How so?
Well, it set a national record for China, demonstrating their growing expertise in extravehicular activities. The second spacewalk focused on installing protective shielding against space debris.
Ah, space debris. That sounds a little ominous, like something out of a movie.
It's a bit like a cosmic junkyard with defunct satellites, spent rocket stages, and fragments from past collisions, all orbiting the Earth at incredibly high speeds.
Yikes, so even a small piece of debris could...
Cause serious damage to a spacecraft or space station.
Okay, so I guess that makes the shielding pretty important. What did they install?
Well, the shielding installed by the Shenzhou 18 crew is designed to deflect or absorb impacts from smaller debris particles, minimizing the risk to Tiangong.
So it's like a shield protecting the station and the astronauts inside from this cosmic junk.
Exactly.
It really highlights the risks and challenges of space exploration. Every time astronauts go on a spacewalk, it's a carefully planned operation.
Oh, absolutely. There are numerous safety protocols in place to try to mitigate the potential hazards.
I imagine the training is intense.
Astronauts undergo extensive training to prepare for these tasks. They need to learn how to move and operate in a microgravity environment while wearing those bulky spacesuits.
It's amazing how far we've come in space exploration. It's a testament to human ingenuity and courage.
Couldn't agree more.
Now, before we move on, we have to mention those incredible images the astronauts captured of their launch sites from space.
Ah, yes. Those were quite something.
They actually filmed the Jiuquan and Wenchang spaceports from orbit, right?
That's right. And it wasn't just a random photo op.
I was wondering about that. What was the meaning behind those specific locations?
Well, it symbolizes a full circle of their journey. These astronauts launched from those spaceports, rocketed into space, spent months orbiting Earth.
Right.
And then as they returned, they captured this unique perspective on the places where their adventure began.
Wow. That's a beautiful way to think about it. It really speaks to the awe-inspiring nature of space travel and the impact it has on those who experience it.
It truly does underscore the human element in all of this. The emotions, the perspectives, and the stories that make space exploration so captivating.
Okay, and now for the record-breaking part of this mission.
You're talking about astronaut Ye Guangfu, right?
Yes. He's now spent an incredible 365 days in space across multiple missions.
More than a year of his life living and working in space. A remarkable achievement.
It's mind-blowing. And it shows China's dedication to long-duration spaceflight.
Absolutely. With Tiangong designed for permanent occupancy, we're likely to see more Chinese astronauts racking up some serious time in space, pushing the boundaries of human endurance and broadening our understanding of the long-term effects of microgravity.
This really feels like a turning point for space exploration. It's not just about catching up anymore. China is becoming a leader in the field.
I'd say so.
It's exciting to see where they go from here, what they'll achieve in the years to come.
Definitely a fascinating time to be following all of this.
And speaking of the future, we need to talk about what happened while the Shenzhou 18 crew was preparing to come back to Earth.
What's that?
The arrival of the Shenzhou 19 crew.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
For a short time, there were 6 astronauts on board Tiangong.
Wow, that must have been crowded.
It was a historic moment, the first time China had 6 astronauts in orbit simultaneously.
Hmm?
But it wasn't just symbolic.
What do you mean?
It was a carefully planned operation to ensure a seamless handover between crews.
So it wasn't just a big space party.
Well, I'm sure there were some celebrations, but the primary focus was the official handover of control from Shenzhou 18 to Shenzhou 19
Which took place when?
on November 1st. It's a very choreographed procedure to ensure continuity of operations on the space station. The departing crew briefed their replacements on everything.
So experiments, systems, ongoing tasks, the whole 9 yards.
Exactly. It's all part of China's long-term vision for Tiangong and their ambitions in space exploration.
It's incredible how far they've come and where they're headed. But you know what? Let's dive deeper into that in the next part of our deep dive.
Sounds good to me.
We'll explore the future of China's space program, their plans for Tiangong, and what it all means for the global landscape of space exploration. So stay with us.
Looking forward to it.
All right, so we're back and ready to dig even deeper into China's space program and their plans for Tiangong.
It's pretty clear they're committed to establishing a permanent presence in space. Their ambitions for Tiangong are impressive.
Yeah, for sure. They've laid out this whole roadmap that includes expanding the station, conducting all sorts of research, and even launching a powerful space telescope into the same orbit.
Right, lots going on.
So let's talk about the expansion first. They're adding 3 new modules to Tiangong. Right, transforming it into this like double T shape. What will that actually do for the station?
It's a major undertaking for sure. This expansion will seriously increase the station's size and functionality.
Okay, so bigger living quarters, more labs and research facilities.
Exactly. That means China will be able to host more astronauts on longer missions and conduct even more complex scientific experiments.
Wow, it's mind-blowing to think about them actually building this huge structure in space, piece by piece.
It's an incredible feat of engineering.
So with this expanded station, what kind of research are they going to be focusing on?
Well, they've highlighted a few key areas. Microgravity research is one of their top priorities.
Microgravity research?
Yeah, by conducting experiments in the unique environment of space where gravity's influence is minimal.
Wow.
Scientists can gain new insights into all sorts of fields, from material science to fluid dynamics.
So things actually behave differently in microgravity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to pour a glass of water in space.
Oh, that's a good one.
It wouldn't flow downward like it does here on Earth.
Right.
Instead, it would form this floating blob.
Interesting. So this difference affects how...
It has profound implications for how materials interact, how fluids behave, and even how biological systems function.
Fascinating. What other research areas are they interested in?
Another major focus is space life sciences.
Space life sciences.
Basically, it's all about understanding how living organisms adapt to the challenges of spaceflight.
I get it.
So things like
Studying plant growth and microgravity, investigating the effects of radiation on cells, and even exploring the possibilities of bioregenerative life support systems.
for long-duration missions, right?
Got it.
So they're trying to figure out how to sustain life beyond Earth. That sounds almost like science fiction.
It's pretty incredible, but very real. Okay, and what about Earth observation?
Ah, yes. That's another crucial area of research for Tiangong.
Right, because from orbit they come...
From their unique vantage point, astronauts can monitor our planet's environment, track weather patterns, study climate change, and even assist in disaster relief efforts.
Wow, so space exploration can actually help us here on Earth in all these ways.
Absolutely. It's a reminder of the interconnectedness of everything.
So we've talked about the station expansion and the research, but now let's talk about that space telescope.
Ah, yes. The Hubble-class telescope.
Yeah.
It's going to be similar in size and capability to the iconic Hubble Space Telescope.
Which has, revolutionized our understanding of the universe.
Right. Launching it into the same orbit as Tiangong is a brilliant move.
Why is that? What's the advantage?
It will allow astronauts to actually perform maintenance and repairs on the telescope.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
So they can keep it running longer and potentially even improve its performance.
exactly. And just imagine the kind of data they'll be able to gather with a telescope, that powerful distant galaxies, black holes, the birth of stars. It's mind-boggling.
Absolutely incredible. It sounds like it will be a real game changer for astronomy and astrophysics.
It has the potential to be truly transformative.
Okay, so we have this ambitious expansion plan, groundbreaking research, and a powerful new telescope. It's obvious China is serious about becoming a major player in space exploration. But what does this all mean for the global landscape of space exploration? How will other nations react?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
And it's something experts are debating all over the world.
So what are the different perspectives?
Some believe that China's rise will spark a new era of international cooperation, with nations working together towards common goals.
Like what we see with the International Space Station.
Precisely. The ISS is a testament to the power of collaboration, with multiple countries pooling their resources and expertise.
Right.
But on the other hand,
Some are worried.
some worry that China's growing space capabilities could lead to increased competition, potentially even a new space race.
Yeah, that's understandable. So it could go either way, cooperation or competition.
Exactly. It's a bit of a double-edged sword. The potential for both is there.
What do you think will determine which path we end up taking?
I think it depends on several factors. Political with coaster post days, diplomatic efforts, strategic choices made by individual nations. It will also depend on how China chooses to engage with the international community.
Will they be open to partnerships and collaborations or go it alone?
Exactly. Only time will tell what path they choose.
It really is a fascinating time to be following space exploration.
No.
So much is happening and the possibilities seem endless.
Agreed. It's an exciting time to be witnessing this new era of space exploration unfold.
Welcome back to our deep dive, everyone. It's been a pretty fascinating journey exploring China's Shenzhou 18 mission and the future of space exploration.
We've covered a lot of ground, haven't we? From life aboard Tiangong to the idea of humanity having a permanent presence out there in space, on the moon and beyond.
Yeah, and one thing's for sure, space exploration is not just about scientific curiosity anymore.
It's so much more than that now.
It's about national pride, economic opportunities, and of course, technological advancement.
Absolutely. We're even talking about the possibility of humanity becoming a multi-planetary species.
Exactly. So as we wrap up, I think we need to step back and consider the big picture.
The big questions.
What does it all mean? Where are we headed? What does the future hold as we venture further into space?
Those are the questions that matter.
Right. So let's start with the success of the Shenzhou 18 mission and China's plans for Tiangong. What does that tell us about the future of space exploration?
Well, I think it definitely signals a shift in the global landscape. For decades, it was the U.S. and Russia leading the way. But now China is emerging as a major player.
They're not just catching up anymore, are they?
Not at all. They're innovating, pushing boundaries, setting their sights on some pretty ambitious goals.
It almost feels like a new space race is starting, but this
Yeah.
time it's not just two superpowers. It's more complex.
Right. It's a multipolar race with many nations and even private companies involved.
Competing and collaborating all at the same time.
It makes this era incredibly exciting, but also unpredictable. We don't know exactly what the future holds, but we can be sure it'll be shaped by both competition and cooperation.
And driven by that shared human desire to explore the unknown and, push those boundaries.
Absolutely. That drive to see what's out there and push ourselves further.
But we can't forget about the risks and challenges involved.
Oh, for sure. We've talked about the dangers of space debris, the challenges of long-duration space flight, the ethical questions about expanding our presence beyond Earth.
Important stuff to think about.
Absolutely. As we venture further, we need to be responsible, sustainable, and understand the potential consequences of our actions.
We need to make smart choices today that won't negatively impact the future.
Exactly. The decisions we make will have lasting implications for humanity and our relationship with the universe.
So to wrap up our deep dive today, I want to leave our listeners with this thought.
Okay, I'm listening.
Space exploration is more than just science. It's a reflection of who we are as humans, our curiosity, our ingenuity, our courage.
And that desire to understand our place in the grand scheme of things.
Beautifully put. So as we keep pushing those boundaries, let's not lose sight of the wonder and awe that inspired us to start this journey in the first place.
That sense of wonder is what keeps us going.
The universe is vast, mysterious, and full of possibilities, and every new discovery brings us closer to understanding its secrets.
It's an incredible journey to be a part of.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the Shenzhou 18 mission and the future of space exploration. Until next time, keep looking up and keep exploring.